I'm waiting for the real bad news to come out from the company, a couple of weeks till earnings. I want to get guidance or lack thereof.
They could say there's more bad news coming. I mean, downgrade to neutral, that's from buy. Target cut to 420 from 480, Bank of America. 737 delay could last longer than expected. Now estimates 6 to 9 months of disruption versus 3 to 6 was their previous. Lower margins could delay buybacks.
These are a lot of these things. What my concern is
shareholders' worst nightmare for a stock that they buy back.
There are two groups of things to consider. One that are in the company's control and ones that are out. What I'm concerned about is after the fix occurs, as long as it's not a mechanical fix, it's a software fix, how long is the process going to take to get clear both from the European regulator and the U.S.? That's the big question mark. The stock's personalities is bulletproof at 365. I've been watching the stock for 2 lifetimes. So if it breaches that hold period, because I want to get back in the stock, I'm the best manufacturer on earth. If it breaches 365, it's going to go down into the low 50s. You know, who knows where? That's where I want to buy it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Weiss, you own it.
I do own it.
What about it? What about this call?
Look, the only thing that really worries me about the call, there are two issues with stocks primarily. One is the fundamental story changed, and the other is there a timing issue causing disruption, dislocation of the price. Here it's really a timing issue. What I'm worried about, however, is if they start to lose share. That's about a 10% worry. I would love for Kevin's view to come true because I'd like to buy a lot more of it. So I haven't touched my core position. I've traded around it, and that's been a good opportunity. But there's really nothing there that we don't know.
Well, you think, well, okay. I mean, you say that, but what if, as the downgrade says, the reputational loss causes some more issues that the market is underestimating? No one seems to even want to entertain that.
Right. There's no way for them to lose
that market share could go down?
Here's the problem. You got two providers of the 737 or the A320. Those are identical planes almost. Two providers, Boeing and Airbus. Airbus is sold out for the next 6 years. So if you're an airline and you want one of those two identical planes in the next 6 years, your only choice is going to be to buy from Boeing once the 737 MAX comes back online. So this is, this is not a fundamental change. This is something that the company needs to work through. And there will be some charges. There will be some reparations to various airlines, but they'll get through this in a couple of quarters.
Right, so let me ask you this, Jenny. 372 and change, stock's currently trading. Are you going to be able to get it for meaningfully cheaper than it is now? Or do you use this opportunity to take the point of view, Weiss and Jim, duopoly, nothing really fundamental is going to change. There's not a big reputational risk here, and you buy the stock.
This is where I miss out a lot of times on when I set the price target at what I'm willing to buy something at, and then I miss out because it never gets there. It's a risk I'm willing to live with, but in this case, I would want to buy it at a market multiple or lower, which puts it around 300 or less. I don't know if we see that.
Ouch.
But okay, but that's where I'd be comfortable buying it.
Why would you think that this would be a market multiple, given its duopoly position?
You know why?
Given its manufacturing, given that it's sold out for years and years past your investment horizon. Why market multiple?
Because there's so little clarity to the earnings for the next year to two, I think, because of this. And I think that murkiness in earnings gives me the pause that says I need a market multiple, because for me, that's where it builds in the margin of safety.
Jenny,
maybe in a perfect world, it's above market multiple, but maybe that world looks differently.
That's a very sobering idea she has there. Very sobering, because I would say anything under 350 is a screaming buy on this name, having traded it for years. But if you are right, that is going to be one hell of a sell-off.
Guys, there's an important point here. Boeing right now does not trade on earnings per share. It trades on multiples of free cash flow. There's a very specific reason for it. Contract accounting with planes that have long lives, plane programs like the 787, where all the cash is up front when you develop it, and then when they're churning these things out as they are now, all the cash comes in. So most people looking at Boeing, when you're talking about market multiples, they're talking about a multiple of free cash flow. And on that basis, right around now, it's not bad. The problem is, and Kevin, I think you've been hot on this, is there's more bad news to come. Somebody in Washington is going to try to make a name by grilling the CEO or whoever the head of commercial planes is over hearings. You got to get through all that noise, and it is just noise. The company will be fine, but I think you do get it cheaper here.